Well, hello there. Basically, I'm recording a video which is going to be about food. But before we carry on, I've had to do this a few times because basically, the first time I did put my mic on and the sound did not come up, so I couldn't have uploaded it because you would have not heard me. The second time, my sound only came out of one ear. Yes, it really did, because basically, for some reason, I had these headphones with mic on it and they didn't work very well, so I've had to change the microphone, or basically the headphones that I've got with my microphone on it. So I did that, and the worst thing was it wouldn't work. My microphone wouldn't work, so I've had to go onto my laptop and adjust it so that my microphone will work. Sorry about this, but just so basically I've got it all sorted now, and basically I will be using this to record this. So I might use these headphones and microphone to record my next videos, knowing full well that they work very well. Hopefully you can hear me. But the idea is that I'm basically talking about food, and I've done many videos before on food, and I've done some bits where I've cooked a few bits and pieces of my own, that I've enjoyed, and there's people out there who basically like watching me and talking, or they basically like me doing food videos, so it's interesting about that. And the first thing I would like to also say is that I might at the end talk about somebody who I've been speaking to on here, and she's got related food items, or basically videos relating to food, but in a different way anyway to what I'm talking about. So first of all, right, before I talk a bit more about what I'm going to be talking about in terms of food, I'm going to say that there is one food item I don't like, but it's weird because I don't like tomatoes. Yeah, I would have tomato juice, tomato ketchup and tomato soup. So it's very weird that happens. But anyway, I was about to say about tomato juice because it's something I really love. But the problem is I can't get the one I like anymore, because I used to be able to get it in a jar, which was Libby's tomato juice. But at this precise moment in time, I've not been seeing it for like ages. It's been about a couple of years now, and I've not been able to get a hold of it. And I don't know whether they still do it. And the reason why I like it so much is because it's not so big when I get it into a jar. Because when I buy tomato juice, I go to Morrison's or Tesco's or wherever, and I get like the simple, Tesco's value or whatever. You do get a lot in the carton, and I don't drink it. I normally have it over my dinner. It's nice to make chips and have like scrambled egg with it, and I will put like tomato juice over it, and I can put bread in it to dip into the tomato juice, and it's really, really nice. So that is something that I do like, and I also like it over toast. I will do like 3 bits of toast, bit of butter on it, and then I pour the tomato juice over my toast, and that's nice. That is lovely, absolutely lovely. And it's a bit like when you have tomatoes in a tin tomatoes, and they've got the tomato juice in it as well. So again, I suppose you have that, but this is just tomato juice. This has not got, and I heat it up first, obviously. So that's one thing. Another thing that I also love is mashed potatoes, but I don't like them lumpy. And most people say that there must be a trick of not making them lumpy. There probably is. I mean, using a potato ricer or whatever, and things like that could be. But I think it's down to the potato, because you've got to have the right potato. The problem is that you can have the best potatoes in the world, and they might not make the best mash in the world. I'm known for making good mash, because when I have had some potatoes that we bought from the supermarket, they've done so well that I've mashed them, bit of butter, bit of milk, and they've come out brilliant. No lumps in it whatsoever. But the problem is, as I've said before, I think it's down to the potato. You got to have the right potato, because I don't know what good potatoes are for mash. And the problem I find is that if you haven't got a good potato, you might not get a good mash. Because my mum and dad go to the supermarkets mostly, and my mum will go to, say, Tesco's or Morrison's, and you might get like Tesco's value potatoes, or whatever it says on the packet, like selected white potatoes. And the fact is, mum buys them. Brings them home, and then in the week I will basically use them, and then I will be making, say, mashed potatoes, and then I will mash them, put a bit of milk in it, put a bit of butter in it, and then when I taste them, I think, brilliant, they've done well. they've been mashed well, they've got no lumps in it, and for some reason the potatoes are they've got my seal of approval that they're good mash. But the problem is we don't remember what potatoes we bought from the previous time. So it could well be that when we buy another bag, say a week later or 2 weeks later, we don't know which ones we bought last time, so we buy a different bag and they might not turn out to be very good when it makes mashed potatoes. In the same way, if you buy a sack of potatoes, we're not gonna go to the we would go to, say, the market that we might have, and we'll say to the bloke, how much are your sack of potatoes? He might say something like £6, and we might think, oh, alright then, we'll buy them. But we don't ask him what type of potatoes they are. Just simply, we're buying these potatoes to use. But they might not be the greatest in mash. My view is that if somebody gives you 2 varieties of potatoes, they don't have to tell you what they are, but 2 varieties of potatoes, or you buy 2 varieties of potatoes, whether you've gone to Tesco's and bought a bag of potatoes, or whether you've gone to the market and bought a sack of potatoes, you can take 3 potatoes of each, cook them at the same time, both for an hour. You can mash them for 3 minutes each. You can put the same amount of milk, the same amount of butter in it, but it doesn't mean to say they're both going to come out tasting the same, because you never know what the potato will be like, and one could have more lumps in it than the other, despite having the same amount of cooking time, using the same amount of milk, butter, and being mashed the same. That's the problem. So you've got to be aware of what's good for that, and I think I've been a big fan of mash, but I don't like the frozen variety, and I don't like the let's say the instant mash. It's not real. I call it fake. I actually do. I call it fake mash. I'm like, what? Fake mash? No one wants fake mash. It doesn't take that long to make your own anyway when you got potatoes, but it is a case of, is it right? Because does it come out lumpy? And you can mash them all you like, but if they come out lumpy, oh god, I'm not going to eat them. They go straight in the bin. Because I like my mash to be lump free. And I like it better with just a little bit of butter and a bit of milk to make it creamy. And then served basically with things like Yorkshire pudding and carrots. Oh, it's one of my favourite dinners of all time. I'm telling you, that could almost be my last meal on earth. Yes. You have one last meal. I'm almost convinced that will be my last one with some gravy. Bisto gravy, definitely. And then you're on to a winner. Anyway, so I've talked a bit about that, and maybe you've got your own top tips on mash. Maybe you think it's to do with the potatoes or the cooking. I don't know. You tell me. And obviously talked about having tomato juice and pouring it over my scrambled eggs and chips and things like that, which is beautiful, which I love, heating it up first. And the last thing I wanted to talk about was somebody on here called Rosie, because I've been speaking to her and I'm absolutely thrilled that I can do that. And the thing I wanted to say is that basically she's had problems in the past. We don't need to talk about that here, but basically if you want to go and watch her videos, you'll know a little bit about what's basically been going on with her. And I know she will come out, or she's coming out brilliantly. She's doing everything she can. Her videos are absolutely amazing. I love her to bits, basically, because she's so strong. She's so amazing, and she makes these great videos. And the thing that I'm just going to say about with the food element is that basically she's had problems basically in the past where we can say the word anorexia, but basically I didn't really want to really say so much about it, because it's not for me to add my place in that. But all I'm basically going to finish off with basically that I really hope that she comes out well, and she's just amazing, an inspirational person. I love her, and I could not imagine what it would be like not to have her in my life, basically, since I've joined Facebook or Facebook. What am I thinking of Facebook? I mean YouTube, basically, because since I've joined YouTube, I've met some amazing people on here, and Rosie is one of them. And if she ever needs me, I'm going to be here for her. And I just hope that everything goes well, and she'll be back on track, and then she can get her life back to the best that she possibly can, and that she'll be able to obviously do the things that she obviously wants to do, and hopefully it'll be a case of saying, yeah, there's got to be things like basically when she'll be eating food as normal as everybody else, because she deserves it. She deserves all the happiness, and I absolutely wish her well in everything that she ever does. She's an inspiration to everybody. I really think she is, so I'm quite happy about that. Anyway, keep watching my videos, because I'm going to be doing some more soon, and talking about various different things, and I'll talk a little bit more about food and that, and show you some demonstrations and things like that. So, bye for now.